Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and I'm Mama Loves You GB here on FlossTube, also on Instagram and Etsy as well. Welcome along. This is the 31st of December. I don't know what I've done with myself the last few days, not doing a Flossmas video. I can't tell you, it's been a bit weird not having somebody to talk to about stitching, but I wanted to get a video in just before the end of the year just to tie up and round off the year and finish up a few things. So I've got lots of things to talk to you about today. I'm not going to do a full whip parade because I did one back in sort of September and lots of the things that are on there are still on there. But I am going to do a WIPGO parade because I've decided to do WIPGO this year, so I'll tell you all about that when we get to that bit. And I've got a little bit of haul, some plans, and I am going to show my December finishes again. So if you didn't join me for Flossmas, then I'm going to show them at the end. And if you did join me for Flossmas, then if you want to see them again, then stick around. But if you haven't, if you don't fancy that, then you can take an early bath for that one. So have you all had a good Christmas? I have had a lovely Christmas. It's been so nice. Not what we planned, but really, really good. We went down to the beach on Christmas Day and just spent loads of time. I've played so many games of Snakes and Ladders. Oh, she's such a little cheat as well. You've got to watch her. You've got to watch her. She is such a little cheater. We've played Junior Scrabble, we've played Junior Monopoly, we've done puzzles, we've done magic painting. Oh, we've done all sorts of stuff. So that has been really nice. I saw something else on Facebook which also sums up my Christmas, and it was a little meme that said, "I am £3 away from Google Maps designating me as a roundabout," which is also true. I have just so I think come January we're going to have to do something about the additional timber that Christmas has given me, but we'll worry about that then. Are anybody going to be out partying tonight? No? Me neither. Although I will stay up to see the new year in, or rather see the old year out. I want to make sure 2020 goes and that we don't wake up in the morning. It's actually the 32nd of December 2020. Can you imagine? Oh, we're all ready for a fresh start, I think. I have been watching, I'm just checking my notes because I don't want to miss anybody. I've been watching lots and lots of FlossTube over the last few days because actually, having been doing Flossmas, I didn't actually get a lot watched during December. So I just want to do a quick sort of shout out, and I'll put all these down below if you want to go and check them out, if you've not heard of them. Some of them, I mean, you will have heard of, but just in case there's some new ones to you. So in no particular order, Joyfield Stitcher, I've been watching her, she's been doing a Flossmas. I watched her whip parade today, or the first part of her epic whip parade, which was so enjoyable. Erin 2 Martini Stitcher, watched her whip parade today. Debbie at Creatively Yours, watched her video this week, and she's been going through some of her whips. Carol Saltbox Stitcher, or the Saltbox Stitcher, love Carol. Could you just imagine living in her house? Oh, how gorgeous it would be. Brenda and the Serial Starter. Alba Stitchers, done another video. I tell you what, if you want to see a positive person and you need a bit of a positive kick up the backside, go and watch her video. Lovely lady. Made by Michelle McGraw. And a new one that I've seen one of before but not sort of kept regular. It's called Mama Bear Stitchery. Now you will like her if you like full coverage. She does lots and lots of full coverage stuff, but a real big mix of things. So if you've not been along and visited with her, then do that. Obviously Sambury Stitches as well, Becca from Sambury Stitches, and I've got a little bit more about her coming up. And Audrey Stitchy Witch 42, keeping up with her. I think catching up with her, I think, was more what I've been doing. So many people have been keeping me company. Oh, excuse me, frog in the throat. So many people have been keeping me company this Christmas. It feels like I've had friends round, which is really, really nice. Right, do you want to see what I got for Christmas? Okay, I knew I was getting this for Christmas because I asked for it for Christmas. I said, can I have this, please? And then when it arrived, he was like, would you want to check it's there, it's the right one? Yeah, okay, so checked it. I'm like, I've got a bit of fabric that will go with that. So I put a bit of fabric in it as well, just to make sure, because at that point I thought we were going home to the Cotswolds and I didn't want to have the wrong piece of fabric with me. So this is what I got for Christmas, and I probably haven't really, let's just grab the threads, and made the classic mistake of not putting them on a ring. They've just been sat in the bag, so I will try and get them all. Oh, sorry, the rest of the video is better prepared, I promise. So these are all my flosses. This is my, you should have left those in the bag, to be honest. What a rat's nest, should have left those in the bag. These beautiful colours of flosses there, and there's a lovely red, which is, there it is, Country Redwood, which is a beautiful sort of orangey red, and they are all part of this, which is Kezia Campbell 1796. This is a Scottish sampler, but it's a it's not a reproduction. It's a new sampler but put together with Scottish elements. So I have made some changes to it. So this was my Christmas Day start. I'm going to try and, I say put things away, but at least dump them in the same place. And I'm trucking along pretty well. It's not massive, and I am stitching it on a piece of 38 count. It's called Simply Taupe by Foxglove and Lace, and Hazel, if you're watching, I could do some more 38 count really. I like it, it's my jam, I think. I've dyed another piece as well, but I like yours. So this is where I am. So it's got this beautiful honeysuckle border which goes all the way around, and this one comes down to here, and we've got this grass in the front here with some sheep, and the grass is going to be, or well, if I can do it, it's going to be a slightly different stitch, sort of a satin stitch, but we'll see how I get on with that one. And then it's got the name currently of Kezia Campbell at the bottom. So I think I've told you before that my mum is Scottish, and my granny had 5 children. She gave birth to 5 children, and the first one here was called Nessie, who died as a baby. Now my daughter is also called Ness. There's no connection there. I did know that my granny had a baby called Nessie, but way back in my memory, actually, when we had a death in the family up in Scotland. So it was actually my partner that suggested the name Ness, and it means from the headland, from the coastland, which is why she's called Ness. So yeah, my granny had a Nessie and a Nessie who died. Margaret, who was my Auntie Margaret, obviously. She was the one I told you about before. She could tell you your fortune. This middle child here, his name was David, and he died when he was 18. But I've not put his initials in yet because we can't find a middle name for him. And I just would be surprised if he didn't have a middle name when all the others did. My uncle Alec, and this is my mum Barbara. So those are the 5 children that my granny gave birth to. And then I'm going to put probably her married name along the bottom here. And then there's a saying or a piece of text up here, excuse me, which is over 1, which is an excerpt from, let me just find it. I'm not going to try the Scottish colloquial or the Scottish accent in. Alba Stitcher, can you help me? It's from that verse, and I'm not even going to try. It's a Robert Burns verse, so it's got a bit of 1 over 1 to get done there. Okay, my mum read it out to me, and she can do it, and she knows how to make the sounds right. I'll just make it myself sound like an idiot, so I'm not going to try. So that was my Christmas present that I got on Christmas Day and started on Christmas Day. And I also got 2 other charts. This one, which is from Country Rustic Primitives, which is called The Witch's Inn, which is a really, really nice text. little small there. And this one, which is by Stitches Through the Years, which is called Country Life. And I'm in two minds what to do with this one, because I really like the soft colours on this, although soft colours aren't necessarily my usual choice. So I don't know whether I would brighten the colours slightly or maybe darken the linen. I'm not sure, but I really, really like that one. And apparently everything that comes up for him now on his Etsy notifications and his Etsy suggestions are cross stitch patterns. Everything comes up as a cross stitch pattern. I can't get away from it. I'm like, well, let me see. And he is very good. We'll be sat watching the telly at night. He's like, have you seen the new ones from Needle Case Goodies? So we'll have to have a little chat about those. So he is really good at showing me the new stuff. Right, I am going to do, let me just do freebies very quickly. And I've got a couple of freebies to share with you today, just because I've got piles and piles and piles. And if I don't start getting through stuff, I might have to do some little breaks in the middle. So let's do freebies. I have actually got two freebies from the designer from that last chart, which is Stitches Through the Years. The first one I think only came out today, which is called The Joy of Winter, which is a really, really nice chart with a lovely red house in the middle, and then deer and cardinals and things either side. So if you're still on Christmas stitching, then that would be a brilliant one. If not, get it, download it, keep it for next year, Christmas in July, something like that. And then when I was there as well, I saw this one, which I thought you might like as well. This is called Roses. And it's not the best photograph, but it's a really nice sort of little scene with roses, and then almost like a central cartouche there. So I will put the links for those two down below. They came to me via Instagram, so I will see if I can find a link that doesn't necessarily require you to go through Instagram, but it might be that you have to go in through Instagram. And then this other one, which has popped up really, really recently, by Lila's Studio. I'll just hold this one back here because I haven't got in fact, I'll put a picture up just here of what it looks like. But we all love a tomato pincushion, don't we? So this is a little tomato pin pillow with all the different accoutrements that we all lose down the back of the sofa. So there we go. Right, shall we get into WIPGO? Yeah, I've got a little bit of haul and a couple of patterns I picked out of Cross Stitcher magazine this time, but I'm going to leave those for a wee while. So let me clear the decks a little bit. So WIPGO. WIPGO is an idea that has come from Jessie Marie Does Stuff, the lovely Jessie Marie, who is due her baby very soon. So fingers crossed, good luck with everything. I hope it all goes smoothly. I love the way that they get you to write a birth plan. Well, certainly in England or in the UK, they get you to write a birth plan. And most useless document I've ever even contemplated writing anything on, to be perfectly honest with you. There we go. Right, so back to WIPGO. I digress. So WIPGO is an idea of hers that she came up with to try and sort of get back to some of these WIPs and to some of them that perhaps have been languishing a little bit or that maybe need a little bit more love. She's the best person to explain it. So if you're interested, go onto her FlossTube, which I'll link down below, and at the beginning of December she's got a video which explains exactly what WIPGO is, and it's also on the WIPGO 2021 Facebook page. If you want to find out properly what it's all about, because there's loads of different ways that you can do it. What I'm using it for is to try and encourage me to pick out some of my older, bigger pieces, because I'm such a shiny squirrel. You know, new things come along and I'm like, oh, shiny squirrel, I'll have that, I'll do that. And I do things pretty quickly, but I'm not going back and finishing off things that I love. So so basically what you have, and this is mine, this is written on the back of one of Ness's drawings. Look, she's even drawn round her foot there. She does only have 5 toes, I promise, you don't have to count. Anyway, so laid in front of the fire the other day, piece of paper. So you've got 25 squares that are numbered, and what you do is you write down your projects in those 25 squares. Now I have not got 25 projects. Well, I have, but I haven't chosen 25 projects. Most of the projects appear in there a couple of times. So they're numbered 1 to 25, and 13 is a free space. And you set your own goal for each box, and she will call out 2 numbers per month, and those are the goals for that month, or they're the live goals. I mean, some people are saying that they'd be the goals for the whole year. It's totally up to you. But I think I'm going to try and get mine done in the month that they're called, because I don't want to get too far behind. I think I've set myself realistic goals that are going to be achievable, but are also hopefully going to ignite my desire to finish that project, or to get more done on that project as well. So they're not so time consuming that they're going to leave me no time for anything else. You know, if I'm working on a project and I meet my goal, I think, well, I'll do another few days on it. So most of mine are in terms of days or rows or squares, or there's a couple that are on there for a finish. And I've decided for every square that I manage to meet my goal in that month, I'm going to buy myself a nice bunch of flowers, because I do like flowers, and I just never buy them for myself really. Occasionally pick them up in Tesco's when they're on clearance, but and if I get 5 in a row, so 5 across in a row, I will get a new kitted project, and it might be one that I buy, or it might be one that I actually get out of my stash of kitted projects, which I would love to show you one day. And then if I get a vertical, that gives me a framing, so either a professional framing or a something that I've done. So we'll see. Most of these I think would have to be professionally framed because they're a bit big. I don't know, I think I'll finish all of them. So I'm going to show you what I have got on my WIPGO board. Need sky hooks again. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to have a... Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to show you my freebie as well at the end, the one I designed, because it's Coke Zero colours. That reminds me. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is, I have got all the charts, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a picture up of the charts, because that will be much quicker. So my first one is this one. Where's that bit of board gone? Oh, so we're going to put already, look, see? There it is. Which is the Tiny Modernist Ouija board SAL. And this is finished. It finished sort of early October. And it's on 32 count Elixir by XU Designs. And on my WIPGO board, this just appears once, and it's for a finish, because there's actually not that much left to do on there really. So that's my first WIPGO. My second is Rachel Howells by the Scarlet House. Now, this is where I am. I might just need a bit of help. I might have to refer back to my notes for the actual fabric for this one. That's where I am with Rachel Howells. So I know it's a 40 count, but it is 40 count Mocha by Zweigart. So that is Rachel Howells. Now Rachel Howells is one of the ones that I really want to focus on this year coming. So she's on there twice, I think, for 5 days each. So hopefully that's enough to give me a bit of a good boost to start, you know, getting a bit more progress done on her. But I love that one. Beautiful. So that's Rachel Howells. The next one is by Plum Street Samplers, and it's the salt boxes. Now there's 4 sets of salt boxes. There's spring, summer, autumn and winter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 8 of them, and I'm going to do them in, so the 2 spring ones, 2 summer ones, 2 autumn ones, 2 winter ones. So as you can see, I've nearly got probably half, 2/3 of the first of the spring salt boxes. So I've got the salt boxes on my WIPGO board twice for a full salt box each time. So this is the first of the spring ones, so I'll finish the other spring one and then one of the summer ones. And this is on a piece of 32 count Heroic, I think, by Picture This Plus, and I'm using 2 strands over 2 on that one. I really want to get back to that one. I've seen them all stitched together and they look amazing. So the next one is called Solomon's Temple by Quality Patterns on Etsy. Now I'm not going to say too much more about that, only in that I have seen on social media some posts about whether this person actually has all the rights that they should have to do these reproduction samplers. So I'm not going to say any more about it than that. All I'm going to say is I've bought one. I didn't know, this was from several years ago that I purchased it, but I wouldn't purchase another one. So I'll leave you to make up your own mind, maybe do your own research if you like it or see something you like from them. So this is where I am. I'll put a picture up of what it should look like, and it's quite a big, and I am playing a bit of border chicken at the bottom there. There's not a whole lot of extra there, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. And this is on a piece of 36 count platinum. That's what I got, and I'm doing 1 strand over 2, and that's it. I think I don't need to say anything more about that one. Yeah, 36 count platinum. So my goal for that one then is, I think it's on twice, and again for 5 days each. I'm still going to be doing stitching what I want when I want, but I just need a little bit of a kick in the pants to get these things back out. Otherwise I won't. Otherwise I'll just end up with loads of big projects and lots of smalls kicking around. So I have chosen the next one, which is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. So I'll pop the picture of Kringles up there. And my goal for this one, it only appears once, and my goal is to finish the bottom row. So I've got the one shop window there, half of the door, and then I've got the same on the other side to do, plus all the fill-in work on that one. And it's on a piece of 32 count Mystery Zweigart, which if I had to guess, I would say was probably khaki, but I'm not 100% sure. So there's that one. I'll save those 2 because those are the 2 that have been called this month. This one is the Pastoral by The Drawn Thread, and I'm going to make the pouch. So this is where I am at the moment. April, May, June Stitcher has been doing this. I'm not quite sure if she's finished it yet, but you'll see my sort of basting lines there, which just try and keep everything straight and the right number of blocks apart. But I really enjoyed stitching on this. This was just a couple of days on it. So I've actually put this one down once and for a finish. So it's not a massive amount of stitching. It's just getting to it really, just getting on with it. So there's that one. This one is a fairly recent start, and this is on a piece of 37 count. It's either corn tassel or Russian tea cake. Russian tea cake I think it is, because the other one's on corn tassel. And this is the Anne Morrison sampler, which was the 20th anniversary sampler done by Hands Across the Sea for Traditional Stitches in Canada, and that's as far as I've got so far. I'm doing this in a combination of the Call for DMC and my own sort of conversion to Victorian motto. So there's that one. This is the one that's on corn tassel. This is Jane Fiddy's. Again, a Hands Across the Sea sampler, so I've just literally got the outline there of Jane Fiddy's, and they are both on for £5 each, I think. I can't even see Anne Morrison on there. I might not put her on. Oh, I might have picked an extra one. Oh well, I'm sure we'll live. But Jane Fiddy's is definitely on there for 5 days. This one is a stitch along I am doing with Michelle McGraw, made by Michelle McGraw, and this is the Sampler game board SAL. So if you're doing a game board, then do follow along with us. I'll put the correct hashtag along the bottom because I'm not 100% sure what it is, but there we are. So this is my game board already. This is by the Drawn Thread, and it's been stitched on 25 count something or other. It's like a neutral colour. I don't think I've got the colour written down, but it's been stitched on a 25 count, and it's on my WIPGO board twice, and each time it is for 10 blocks and 1 set of borders. So by the end of 2021, if I haven't done any more, I'll have done another 20 blocks and 2 borders. So it'll be trucking along a lot faster. But I'm really looking forward to finishing that one. I've got a couple of lovely chest sets to use with that one, so really happy with that. This one, at the beginning of December I said I'd really like to finish this by Christmas. I do say some silly things, don't I? Oh dear. This is Louise de la Plagne by Reflet de Soie, and she has been stitched on 40 count Hint of Heather, and it is a Zweigart fabric, but I cannot find anywhere this colour, so I think it must have been a hand dye. I bought it from a stash unload, and so it came with Hint of Heather written on it, so I think it must have been a sort of a dye that a seller had done. It's a really lovely colour, really lovely colour. So that's Reflet de Soie, and she's on there twice for 5 days each, so good 10 days in that. I should see some real progress. Okie dokie, what else have I got left? Oh, got a couple that are in my bag. So the first one that I've got is going to be a bit of fiddly fine, sorry about that, is this one. Now I started this one for my birthday with my stitchy friend Jenny, and it is Elsa Williams' The Wisdom Sampler, and I wanted to do it on a darker fabric, and I started it and I didn't like it. And so I have picked out instead a 32 count Zweigart fabric, which handily doesn't have the colour on it. Did I change it on my notes? No, I didn't. It's something like plateau. It's like a grey beige, so like a light grey beige colour. So I want to restart that, and I've got 2 sets of 5 days down for that one. And the other thing that I have got on here is Halloween at Hawkrone Hollow. Now, I love Halloween at Hawkrone Hollow. I absolutely love it. And I got my fabric out because my goal is 2 blocks. It's on twice, each for a block. And I got this bed sheet out. And it's a 32 count Zweigart. And I got it out and I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to stitch on that. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to stitch on it. So, although I have got 1 block finished, I am going to make that into something else. And I am going to restart it. Now, I said that I had got some 38 count that I loved from Hazel Anderson, and I bought some more 38 count from Lakeside Needlecraft, and I've actually just bought some more because I know I was going to tell you about it, just in case you go and buy it all. Now, it seems really, really daft. Why would you need a 36 count, a 38 count and a 40 count? 36 and 40, why? 38 count is a really sweet spot for me. I love the coverage of 38 count and the combination of just the size of the stitches being just a little bit bigger than 40, because I still get, not nervous about stitching on 40 count, that's the wrong phrase. It's just not as relaxing for me as 36 count, but 38 count is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. So I had ordered some 38 count and I promised myself that I wasn't actually going to do any more dyeing for a wee while because I didn't need to. I did some this afternoon because I just took a mind to do it. So this is my new piece of fabric that I am going to be restarting Halloween at Hawkrone Hollow on. It is the same goal, 2 blocks. I don't think I'm going to start with the one that I started on. I think I'll start somewhere else, maybe in the bottom corner. And this is my fabric. So I'm not quite sure which way up I'm going to have it, whether I'm going to have the majority of the dark at the bottom or at the top. But it's actually a kind of greyish, if that's a word, shot over with a bit of darker grey that's got a tiny, tiny hint of purple in it. I did this afternoon, so what I did was I walnut dyed the fabric all over, just to give it a sort of all over neutral, because I wanted it to have a neutral base to it. And then I dipped it, I put it in some Rit dye that was pearl grey with just a tiny little bit of purple on it, and just didn't leave it in there for very long at all. If it was in there, oh, I don't know, 5 minutes, that's probably all it was. But because you've used the walnut dye, which is a substantive dye, a direct dye, it helps and takes the Rit in really quickly. And then I did just bake it. And when I say bake it, I put it in the oven at about 40 degrees because the place I would normally put it is in the garage and it's so cold that nothing's going to dry in there. So I actually just needed it to dry a little bit so it wasn't dripping, so that I could put it in front of the fire. So I put it in the oven for a bit, and that got it sort of nice, and it was still damp, and then I just hung it up in front of the fire. I am really super pleased with that, and I'm really looking forward to starting Halloween at Hawkrone Hollow on that. In fact, I can't wait. If I didn't have something new to start on the 1st, I might start it. Do you know what? January is the only time that I get kind of not anxious, but sort of about all the things that I want to start and all the things that I want to do. I'm not normally like that at all. I'm normally quite sort of cool and calm, and things will happen when they happen, and I'll work on it when they happen. But I can just see this whole year of stitching out in front of me, and I know I want to do this, this, this and this, and I just want to start it all. But I can't, because I know if I do, then it'll all go pear-shaped. So the 2 things that are on my WIPGO board that have been picked this month, as well as the free space. And if you watch Jessie Marie's video, it's absolutely beautiful, because I thought it when she said it. She says the line, number 13 is the free space. She said, but that never comes out first time, and I think it actually came out the very first square. So yeah, I had to chuckle at that. So these are the first two, number 6 and number 18. So number 6 for me is the Burgundy Sampler by iStitch. So this is my Burgundy Sampler, and it's all stitched in Silks for You, in the red, the blue and the white. Now this thing is about 2 meters long when it's completely finished, and I have got all of the rows for it, because I think it finished in, oh, before the summer, way before the summer I think. She is doing another one this year for the Jade Band Sampler, it's called, but I'm not going to join in. I'd love to, but I can't when I've still got this to finish. That would just be foolhardy. So yeah, that's where I am, and my goal on this, as I said, it's on twice. My goal is 10 rows per time. So by the time, if nothing else, by the time 2021's over, I'll have done 20 more rows of this. As I said, it will be 2 meters long, and the idea is that it goes around one of the spools that I've got, and I'll show you. I've got a couple of new spools actually, I'll show you those at the end. And then my other one is a SAL. Well, it was a SAL a long time ago, a long time ago. It's called A Most Noble Pursuit, and I will put the picture up there. And this is another piece of fabric that I dyed myself. This is actually a 40 count. So as I said, it's not that I don't like stitching on 40 counts. I do, I really like stitching on 40 count, but there's just a sweet spot, just at 38. How picky do you have to be, eh? Right, so this is one, as I said, that I dyed myself with Rit dye. Just kept dunking it in various different browns until I got where I wanted to be. And this is what I've done, and this actually is the bottom left hand block, and this is on my WIPGO board twice for a block each time. So I'll carry on working along the bottom and do 2 more blocks, and this is using the DMC conversion, but a lot of people have said the DMC conversion for that chart isn't brilliant, so I'll just eyeball it. I'll just do that method. I'll have a look. If it looks right, then I'll use it. If it doesn't, then I'll pick out something else. So those are my 2 projects that I've got to get on with for this month, and my WIPGO that I'm going to try and stick to. And as I said, I'm not one of these people who can live by little wheels and other things, but I do need somebody to grab me firmly by the throat and say, get on with those, stop with the shiny squirrel. Okay, I'm going to do haul, and then I'm going to show you my December finishes, and then that'll be me done. So if you don't want to stay for the December finishes, you don't have to. 2 other bits of plans actually, before I forget. How could I forget? How could I forget? This one starts on the 1st of January. Gotta kind of get my months right now. The 1st of January, the EF Sampler SAL. So if you want to join in, and I know loads of you do because I've had loads of people messaging me about this. This is from the Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly magazine. It is in summer 2011. Issue number 63 if you've got the DVD, or you can purchase just this one, just this issue from Annie's catalogue. Okay, so beautiful sampler. I am stitching it on a piece of 36 count sand from Victorian Motto, and look at these babies. These are all the threads. So please do stitch along, please use the hashtag, because I can't wait to see what everyone is stitching. There's no rules to this. You start it when you like, you finish it when you like, you do as much as you like, you can start in the middle, you can start at the top. Just do what you like with it. It's a beautiful sampler and I cannot wait. I am envisaging that this will take me a year. So I'm not going to race ahead. I'm going to just enjoy every single stitch. I can't wait. So have a look on Instagram on the 1st of January. I'm hoping to see a few posts of people making their starts on this one. Other plans I have got. I was lucky enough when I did my interview with Becca from Sampler Stitches, and I pointed out to her that I was a bit of a loner in terms of like actually talking to people who are stitchers. She invited me to join her Zoom group, so I've had a couple of Zoom meetings with her and several other people. A couple of people you might know would be Audrey Stitchy Witch 42, and there's a lady called Anna who is Stitch Roadie or Quilt Roadie. And then there's a few other people as well. I tend to do it on my phone, so I don't get to see everybody unless I sort of scroll through. So, but it's been lovely just to hear kind of stitchy chatter and stuff. It's been fantastic. So anyway, Becca from Sampler Stitches is doing a birthday SAL, which starts on the 4th of January, and it's a Blackbird birthday SAL, and I'll put the hashtag down below. And I have chosen to do something out of the new book, which I meant to grab. 2 secs. So if you haven't already seen this, by All the Blackbird, I am going to do this one, October 31st, and I am going to do it in this glorious green, which is Threadworks 1048. And I'm going to make it into a drum just like that, with some kind of Halloween-y fabric around the outside, or something of that ilk around the outside. And the other thing that they are doing is a monthly ornament SAL, which I think is called hashtag monthly orny SAL, but I'll put it down below so that you know exactly what it is. And I am going to do, for my first one, I'm going to do this one, which is the little tag for Santa's workshop, because I've got a beautiful old key like this. So I'm going to make that for my first ornament in the Orny SAL, and anyone can join along with that. So whether I'll get 12 done, you never know. We've got all these lofty plans, haven't we? But that's fun. That's the fun of it. So I'm going to do that. This is from Christmas 2015 from the Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I subscribed to it, and I started in 2018, so that meant I got 2017's magazines as well, and I've renewed my subscription every year. So I haven't got 2015 or 2016, but you can purchase those individually, and they had a 10% off sale, I think. So I bought the Christmas 2015 magazine because I'd seen this and I knew I wanted to do it. So you can go along and check that out. And then, so that's a couple more plans, an ornament and a Blackbird stitch along. Haul. I need more bobbins, like I need a hole in the head. But they're so beautiful. Need doesn't come into it, does it? So I bought a pair of bobbins. I think they're about 7-inch bobbins, and the idea is, now I don't know if this will fit because this isn't the bobbins that I've got bobbins for this one, but the idea is that no, not quite. I've shown you my big bobbin before, but the idea is that you would do one of these and you would wrap it around. So these bobbins aren't quite big enough for this one. I have got a bigger one up there, but can you imagine you just grab a piece of banding and do a design, and there it just rolls up. It's just a nice different way of displaying something. Anyway, they're just so tactile. I've got a couple more charts. I'm going to start with this one because before I forget, I forgot to mention I've been watching Stitching with Reese, and if you have not watched Stitching with Reese, then it's a masterclass in samplers, and she's got so many beautiful things on the go. Is this one from Pinebury Lane. Now a lot of people seem to be picking this one up. Elizabeth Baker, 1844. And it's got some lovely, lovely colours in it. So, now part of the reason that I picked this up was because Brenda and Laura and a few others were talking about the colour of peacock that's needed for this from the Gentle Art. And I got in my advent calendar peacock, but mine's a Weeks Dye Works one. And I was like, that's a beautiful colour, that is just the right colour. So they were saying that their one was slightly too green or slightly too pale, and I was like, no, I think I've got a really nice colour for that. So that's partly why I bought it, because I think I've got a perfect peacock colour for it. So can't wait to start that. And then Twin Peak Primitives were having a sale, 20% off sale. You have to go and either go to Just Keep Stitching Instagram, so either Pam or Steph, and there's a code, or in their most recent FlossTube they tell you the code to get 20% off site-wide for everything. I don't want to tell you what it is because it's not my code to share, but if you go and look on their social media you'll be able to find it. And so I've been eyeing these couple of charts up for a while. So I bought Feeding the Chickens, which I know Amy Loves Toads is doing as well, I think. And I also bought this one, which is A Stitcher's Winter. And then, because the most recent Cross Stitcher magazine has come out, I printed out a couple of things that I liked from there. I liked that, really liked that. I'm not sure I'd do it on blue, might do it on like a charcoal grey maybe, but I really liked that. And then I liked this little set as well, but again not necessarily on that colour. I was thinking about a darker, much darker fabric for that one as well, just the little set of the needle book and the biscornu and the fob. Whether I'll ever get round to doing it or not, I don't know, but because I've got the Readly magazine, which I know loads of you have got the Readly magazine now, then I just print them off, put them in my stash, and then if I get to them, I get to them. Now, before I show you all of my December finishes, I just wanted to show you this one. So if you're not staying for the December finishes, then it's been lovely with your company. Stay classy. But if you are staying along, now in my Flossmas on the 24th of December, I released this little chart which just says stay classy. I've stitched mine on 32 count using Cardinal by Carol Water Lilies, and it is stitched with black velvet on the back and a little bit of trim around the outside. Now I've already had people who have downloaded this and stitched it and sent me pictures of the result, so it's fabulous. So if you want to stitch it, I will put the link to the file on my Google Drive below if you fancy stitching that. And as I said at the time, sort of half subconsciously but half not, I managed to do mine in Coke Zero colours, as that is my favourite to drink. So December finishes then. I've got a whole pile of December finishes to show you. They're pretty much all smalls because I was just in the mood to start things, finish things, start things, finish things. I did actually write down my scores on the doors for the year. So my scores on the doors for the year are 58 finishes, and I am pleased to say all but 2 of them are fully finished. That is, big tick for me there, I think. Nothing like patting your own back, is there? So 58 finishes, and my whip count stands at 49, which I'm not too displeased about. When I did my whip parade, I think it was either 49 or 50 or 40 maybe. Who's counting? I don't care. So this is something that I finished in early December. So this is also from the I can never say it. Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly Magazine, issue number 1, Maria Dale. So that is Maria Dale. She is stitched on 32 count old stationery by Seraphim Fabrics in the colour Blue Spruce by Gentle Art. So I'm looking forward to getting her framed when the world comes out of tier 4. My mum's just gone into tier 4. So yeah, not fun for anyone. I also finished, I can't remember if these are in any particular order or not, so let's just go with this one. This is a little freebie by Punkin Blogspot, and I think that's the first time in December I've actually said it right. Now it's a design that comes, let's take all my stuff out. It comes as a little design like that without the pocket, and it's got like a tree and some candy canes and things there, but I made mine into a pocket to put candy canes in, and it's just backed in a little bit of candy cane fabric and stuffed with walnut shells, so it's quite chunky. Wouldn't want that to be thrown at you in anger. I also finished this, which is my little s'mores barbecue by Tempting Tangles, which was in one of the editions of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I want to say fall 2016 and fall 2017. I'll put it along the bottom. It's in one of my Flossmas videos anyway, and I just gave it that sort of ruched finish, to which one lady said it looks like bacon, which it does. And it's just got a little back like that. I also finished, this is one of my favourite finishes actually, Yuletide Shanty by Plum Street Samplers. So this is my drum with the big whale, and it's stitched on 32 count grey by Zweigart, and on the top it says Old Saint Nick, he sails the seas, his beard grows long so he won't freeze. It's just got a bit of blue on the bottom. Now that was supposed to be the bottom, but my top was quite a bit bigger and I didn't want to have a big gap at the back of my drum, so I just made my top into a little hoop finish, a little bow at the top. So there was that one. I also did this Plum Street sampler, which I made into a little drawstring bag there, with just a little bit of ribbon, and this is stitched on the same fabric as that one, 32 count grey Zweigart, with just a little bit of red lined fabric, and using the colourful colours I think actually, apart from the black, which was Silks for You black. And this is called Let It Snow, and it's the 2007 special edition one, but it's not, I left off the 07, which I think goes there. I finished this one by the designer Puntini, which is called You Warm My Heart, which I made into a little pillow with a little bit of gingham on the back. It's got these lovely buttons on it. Now I have a delivery coming from the designer actually. She sent me some things all the way from Italy, which I am just waiting. Do you know what they've got from Italy to the UK faster than they've managed to get from Bristol to my house. So I'm just waiting on those, so I can't wait to show you those next week hopefully. Because yeah, I'm planning on going weekly. I wasn't sure I'd have enough material, and then my partner said to me, you can rabbit on. So you know, if you can do 20 minutes every day, you can definitely do half an hour a week. This one was one of the little freebies that we found. Get out of the way. One of the little freebies that we found through the Flossmas. This is a little Pineberry Lane freebie, which I stitched up during the course of Flossmas. So cute. And this one I also stitched up in the course of Flossmas. This is by Spooky&Steve on Etsy, and I love their designs. Debbie from Creatively Yours showed a chart from there that I rushed over to buy, and then ended up picking up this one as well and stitching this one up, and that's the green that I'm planning to use for Becca Sandbury Stitches stitch along. And then just some good old polka dots on the back. That is 32 count Sparrow by Foxglove and Lace. And my last start and finish was Morning Star Santa by Foxwood Crossings, stitched on perforated paper. Now I've had loads of people ask me about these sleighs. I bought mine at the time from Patchwork Rabbit, and they are out of stock in all 3 sizes. So this is the large, they do the medium, and they do a small as well. But I'm sure that they will be back in stock soon. I spoke to Chris at the Nimble Thimble yesterday, or the day before, because when I was there I saw that she had some of the small ones and some of the medium ones. So she's sending me a box with a few smalls and a few mediums in, or one medium in, but she does have others. So if you give her a call at the Nimble Thimble, you can get the small or the medium from her. And she can post them out to you, but obviously they're going to be in a parcel post rather than just a letter post. So there is that, Morning Star Santa. I was super pleased with that one. Really, really enjoyed stitching that. And that is me done. So that is me back to my normal FlossTube longer style, but hopefully they are going to be every week from now on. So I will see you in 2021. Have a lovely new year, and I hope you get lots and lots of stitching done. You spend lots of time thinking about your plans and what you're going to stitch and how fabulous it's all going to be. Stay classy, stitchers.